Hello, everybody. What's going on? How's everybody today? I'm excited for today's workshop. My name is Brad Hussey. For those of you who don't know me, I teach web developers and web designers how to improve their craft, become better designers and developers. And I teach those exact same people how to use those skills to book clients and to ultimately build a freelance business so that they can take back their freedom. So that's why I'm here today. I'm really excited for this live workshop. Haven't done one of these in about a month, and I've been aching to get back at it. So I just want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Take some time to let me know who you are and where you're from. I'll make sure to come back to the chat and say hi to everyone. Really excited about today. Let's see. We got Kristen. How's it going, everybody? Razin, Serafina, David, super pumped. Really excited. Joseph. This is awesome. And at any point, let me know if the sound is a little bit off or anything like that. Just let me know. I can adjust the controls here. Also, if you have any tech issues whatsoever, just hit refresh and you shouldn't lose your spot. It should be all good. So I just want to say hi to everybody. I'm really excited to jump in today and get started with this workshop. Looks like everybody is firing up that chat. This is exciting. We got people from Brazil, Mexico, let's see, Morocco, Minneapolis, Livingston. Is that Montana, MT? If so, Montana's nearby. I love Montana. Charlotte, North Carolina. This is exciting. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Again, Brad Hussey here. I'm going to teach you guys the 5 simple steps to launching a freelance web design and web development business on the side. The big idea here is that the barriers in between you right now and getting started are very minimal. In fact, some of you are going to start today. So I want to give a few little pieces of advice here. There's people watching from YouTube, Facebook, and Crowdcast. For those of you on Crowdcast, I'm monitoring all the chats right now, but for those of you on Crowdcast, right below the video here, you're going to see an Ask a Question tab. Use that. If you have any questions at all at any point, I'm going to come back to that. We're going to do a live Q&A. Facebook and YouTube, I'm monitoring the chat as well, and we're going to do our best to get to those questions at the end for the live Q&A. So take advantage of that. Now, let me see here. I want to let you know that this entire workshop, this workshop is about 90 minutes in length. Now, if we're having a party in here, it might be a little bit longer. That's definitely happened. There will be a replay, so if you can't attend right now, that's totally fine. You have until tomorrow at noon to watch it before we take the replay down, because we can't leave it up all the time. So we can control the enrollments and stuff like that for the course that I'm going to be talking about a bit later. But that's not the point right now. We're going to get into that a bit later. There is a slight delay in my broadcast because I'm using a live streaming software. So that's why it's good to ask your questions and post them in the Ask a Question tab, and we'll do our best to get back to those questions. And now here's what I want you to know. There's a ton of actionable content about to happen. So take notes. I mean that. Fire up a notepad editor on your computer or grab an actual notepad and take some notes. Because if you miss this or if you miss the replay, at least you're going to have some notes to look back on. So I really mean that. This isn't a fluffy webinar or workshop. There's some high value content in here, and we've done this workshop so many times that I've been able to fine tune certain pieces so that really you guys here are going to get the best value that I could possibly offer at this time. Now, to be transparent, while 95% of this workshop is educational, later on in the workshop near the end, I'm going to take a few minutes to let you know about my course, Freelancing Freedom Essentials. That's open today. At any point, you can go to freelancingfreedom.com, check it out, learn about the course. But for this, 95% of this workshop is going to be educational. And then later on, I'm going to let you know and give you attendees who are watching a bit of a bonus and a promo, an incentive to join up. So this is a business I'm running. So I'm here to teach you something valuable so that 1, I'm actually helpful and valuable and can be of service to you. But 2, maybe if you want to take it a step further, we have that in place. So I'll let you know about that a bit later. But most importantly, we're going to be doing some high value learning and action taking here. Now, I want to let you know 3 things. I appreciate and respect that although this is a free workshop, you are exchanging your valuable time to be here with me to watch this. And I appreciate that. So the learning information, this is why I have 3 promises to make you. So because you've invested your time and your energy and attention, I want to make 3 promises that I will deliver. Number 1, I promise to deliver at least 10 times the value of your time during this workshop. So the learning lessons, information, action steps, and challenges that you're going to be taking part of in the next 90 minutes or so is going to be worth at least 10 times the value of the time you invested. That's a promise. Number 2, I promise to push you past what you believe are your limits, your comfort zone. I'm going to reveal to you that you are much more capable to start freelancing within the next 30 minutes. We're going to start freelance businesses within the next 30 minutes, and you guys are all going to be witness to that. So that's promise number 2. Promise number 3, I promise to help you start your freelance business today. This isn't just some tips and tricks and some information. I'm here to change your situation. I want to push you past your limits and help you start. So in fact, if you're willing to be challenged before the end of this workshop, I'm going to attempt to get you watching. Yes, you, Andrew. Let me see. Andre, Stace, Marlon, Kevin, everybody here watching. I'm going to attempt to get you your first client. Does this sound acceptable to you? Does this sound like something that you can hold me accountable to? If so, throw some thumbs up, throw some likes, throw some emojis in the comments. Do what you got to do to show me that you are on board and you are ready to get started. Who's ready to get started? I know that I am. I am jived. I'm actually going to throw this little fun thing up on the screen here. Bam! Right there. Let me see some of those. All right. Sounds good. I am excited. Here we go. Let's get started. I have a challenge for you right here and right now. Using only the skills, ability, and network you have available to you right now, let's try and get your first lead right now. On your social media tool of choice, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or whatever, post this. Hey friends, I'm in the early stages of launching my web design business, and I'm looking to build up my client list. If you know of somebody who's in need of a custom website for their small business, would you mind tagging them in this post or introduce them to me in a private message? I have 3 available spots for clients who want my discounted launch rate. Oh, and there's $100 in it for anyone who sends me a paying client. Smiley face, thanks. Now, feel free to modify this message to best suit your voice, your friend list, your offer, your niche, the type of business you're starting up. Maybe you don't want to give $100, maybe it's $50, maybe it's a lunch. Craft it in the way that works best for you. But seriously, post this message to Facebook right now. Don't close out this workshop. Open up a new tab, post it on Facebook. Now, while I can't guarantee you that you will get a client or a lead out of this for that matter, what I will guarantee you is that you won't get a client if you don't try. Now, let me show you that this actually works. This challenge I've been doing for a little while now, for a couple months with my students and the attendees of this exact workshop. And I'm going to show you that they actually get results and they surprise the heck out of themselves. So for example here, Alea, who is actually my assistant and here with us today. She actually sent me a private message and said, just thought I'd share a little success story with you. Shared your challenge in my profile Wednesday, was contacted by a friend for a client they could not take, had a discovery call this morning, and paid by this afternoon. That's how you do it. And in fact, as proof, she shared her invoice, a redacted invoice of her charging for that exact project. Here's that invoice right here. This is another really cool success story. Harold is a student of my course, Freelancing Freedom Essentials, which I'll let you know a little bit later. He also joined this live workshop. Now, what's interesting is that Harold is deaf. And I think this is a fascinating testimonial, and I'm super grateful for Harold. So I want to share this with you. He says, hey, everyone, just want to share something with you all. Since the webinar with Brad Hussey last month, I posted the challenge script to Facebook twice, but nobody responded. Then in the lesson in the freelancing course about being within a niche and finding your own niche, his niche is deaf business owners, since he is a deaf freelancer. So he said, some months ago, I joined the Deaf Business Network group here at Facebook. Last week, I posted my script, and had to wait for an admin to approve it. Waiting 3 days, finally got it approved. Finally, about 11 people responded to his challenge in 2 days. Various responses, overwhelming. He just said, last night I responded to some of them by a private message and an email to one guy. Now I have an appointment with somebody on Wednesday for lunch. We both live in the same city. He wants to discuss with me about setting up a website. Wow, thought to share this with you. This was amazing. So Harold, being deaf, his niche was helping other deaf business owners, tried this challenge, surprised himself, and got responses and leads for his first project. That's amazing. And honestly, this is just 2 examples of the handful of responses of people who've actually sent in and showed that they've done the challenge and received results. Now remember, you're using the strengths and your ability that you have right now, even if they're minimal. If you can build a landing page, throw together a WordPress site, set up domains and hosting, do the technical stuff, design a logo, or set up an email marketing campaign, whatever it is, use the strengths available to you and offer that. Yes, it's scary, and it's challenging, and it's crazy. And you might ask, well, what if it doesn't work, Brad? To which I will ask, well, what if it does work? You could have your first lead before we even finish this workshop. How's that for delivering value? Wow. Okay. So who's doing the challenge? Let's hear it. Light up the comment section. Let me know if you're doing the challenge. I'm really serious about this. Don't just stand idly by and witness the people who are doing it. I want you to actually join and partake in this challenge, because I know it's scary. I know it's freaking you out, because it's you literally jumping into the unknown. You committing to yourself and saying, okay, I'm going to do this. I don't feel ready. And I have all these roadblocks and barriers that I'm telling myself that I can't do it or I'm not good enough. I've heard it all. Push past that. Try the challenge, because this is all it takes. You're never going to be ready. You will never be ready. There will always be something more to learn. There are always more tools and tactics and strategies. There's always something in the way. You are honestly never going to be ready. There's a saying, if you wait for the perfect time to have a child, you'll never have a child, because there's never a perfect time. It's the same with freelancing. If you wait for the perfect time to start freelancing, you'll never start freelancing. And that makes me sad. If most of you here who are watching go, well, I'm not ready, that's total BS. I'm calling you out on it. Start right now. Start today. Do the challenge. Surprise yourself. You are ready. In the very least, you're not going to have somebody who is expecting so much from you, because you're just starting. They know that you're just starting. You're telling them you're just starting. So just do what you can. Deliver. Serve them in the way that you know how to, and get better as you go. No more excuses. Start right now. I don't want to see you guys stand idly by and just wait for the perfect time. It's never going to happen. Do it right now. And with that said, you have the rest of this workshop to partake in that challenge. And I'm expecting you to. That said, I'm going to jump into the introduction of this workshop, what you can expect from it, and we're going to dive in. It's going to be great. So I want to show you today how to launch your freelance web development business on the side. I want to show you what it takes. I want to show you the steps. Now, as I mentioned before, I have a free gift for you, a free download if you stick around until the very end. I want to incentivize you to stick around, because I am confident that you're going to learn a lot today. It is called How Profitable is Your Freelance Niche? And it's a fun little tool that I put together that will help you determine, based on the inputs that you add, how profitable your niche idea is. Just to kind of help you understand if you're headed in the right direction, if you're onto something, or if you have a little bit of work to do. And at the end of that tool, I'm giving you my free workbook called How to Craft the Perfect Freelance Product or Service, which will help you determine, based on your niche and based on your particular freelance setup, the type of product or service that you need to develop and the steps you need to take in order to create that perfect freelance product or service for your niche. So stick around till the end. You'll get the free niche profitability calculator and the workbook. So I want to make a very unusual comparison today. I do not think this has been done before. I want to draw comparisons between two things I am very passionate about. What does homemade bread have to do with launching a freelance business? I think you're going to be surprised with how much making homemade bread has to do with launching your freelance web development business on the side. But first, I want to give you a 60-second introduction to who I am and why I think I'm qualified to teach you about launching a freelance web development business. So here we go. My name is Brad Hussey. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I'm a Canadian, like really Canadian. Basically the most polite lad north of the wall.
Winter is coming.
I thought I wanted to be a Broadway star when I grew up. So after high school, I went to musical theater college, where I learned how to tap dance. But I realized that pursuing a Broadway career wasn't really the best choice. What did work out for me was I met Laura, and we got married. Then we moved to Vancouver to learn how to design and code websites. And within the first couple months of learning, I built my first paid website. Cha-ching. Started freelancing on the side, got hired as a front-end web developer, quit after 1 year to start freelancing full-time, had a kid. Things were going well until 1 month I made $708. Things needed to change, so I learned how to build WordPress websites. As a result, I started booking higher paying projects. Also, to supplement my income, I started this little thing where I taught people how to code and book web design clients. At this point, with over 250,000 students, I think that was a good move. I had another kid, we bought a house, and now that I've been freelancing for almost 10 years and teaching thousands of others how to start their own freelance businesses, I think I'm qualified to talk a little bit about freelancing. All right. Okay. So now let me tie this back into what does homemade bread have to do with launching a freelance business? And I'm going to explain that with a little story about my wife's homemade bread. Laura, she makes the absolute most delicious homemade bread. And Mom, if you're listening, don't worry. It's your bread that made me fall in love with homemade bread in the first place. Let's just get that out of the way. I don't want to get in trouble. Okay, so this bread, it has this beautiful dark crust surrounding the entire loaf and it's delicious. It's simple. It has this earthy flavor that can honestly complement any meal you have it with. The entire experience is reminiscent of a simpler time in history when bread making was not an artisanal experience or a luxury. Bread was simply essential. It was a necessity. It was what fed your family. Now, many people are intimidated by the idea of making bread at home because there are so many variables that determine if it will turn out. Like which ingredients are best, what recipes should I use? There's an element of time. There's the technique of kneading and folding the dough. There's the temperature and baking technique and the vessel you use in which to bake the bread. What if the loaf doesn't rise? What if it doesn't even taste good after all this work? You'll have spent all of this time and effort making something that is just garbage and not worth eating. But if you take a step back and take a big picture view, the fact is the entire process of making the perfect loaf of bread like this one is actually very simple. And that perfect loaf of bread, that perfect, delicious loaf of bread that I just described a moment ago, it has only 4 ingredients: flour, water, salt, and yeast. That's crazy. You don't need anything else to make perfect bread. That blew my mind when I found that out. Now, of course, you can add more ingredients to the list, and there are as many bread recipes as there are bread makers in the world, but it's these 4 essential ingredients, and only these 4 essential ingredients, that have stood the test of time and sustained life for generations. So if something as important, timeless, and life-sustaining as bread only requires 4 simple, essential, must-have ingredients that everybody here has access to, what does that have to say about launching a freelance business? Now, just like making bread, there are as many ways to launch a freelance business as there are freelancers. There are thousands of variables and moving parts in a freelance business. And this is what overwhelms most people. Where do I start? What do I do first? What do I offer? Who is going to buy my thing or my services? When is the best time to launch? Do I need any startup capital in order to launch? Should I quit my job? How do I sell my services? What if I'm not a good salesperson? I feel like I'm always missing something. I fear I'm forgetting something. I don't have the confidence to do the job. How do I fit it around my day job? There are just so many others who are better than me. I'm simply not good enough. Those are actual verbatim comments and responses that I received from you when I asked my audience, what do you struggle with most about launching a freelance business? I've received thousands of emails over the course of me teaching people how to start freelance web development businesses. And the pattern is that the thing stopping you from getting started, it's born out of overwhelm. There are so many choices, decisions, moving parts, skills, expectations, emotions, and risks involved that you're simply overwhelmed with choice, and therefore you respond with inaction. You don't do anything. Okay, so how do we deal with that overwhelm? How do we know where to start? How do we mitigate the risk? How do we know what to do, when to do it, how to execute, and if it will even be successful? Is there a type of checklist or a roadmap, some sort of guidance? Does it have to be this complicated and overwhelming? Or is there a simple way? To tie it all back into homemade bread, which of these variables and moving parts, dare I say, ingredients, are fundamental? Essential? Does launching a freelance business have its own version of flour, water, salt, and yeast? Yes. And I found the ingredients. Keep in mind, just because bread only requires 4 simple ingredients to be perfect, it doesn't mean that it's easy to make. Believe me, I know from personal experience that the same goes for launching your freelance business. The reality is, just because something is simple, it doesn't mean it's easy to do. That being said, there is a simple formula that you can follow to launch your freelance business. And it doesn't matter your niche, your expertise, the type of freelancing business you want to launch, or whether you want to go full-time eventually, whether you want to offer services or products, or whether you just want to do it on the side to supplement your income for the time being. Let's call it a roadmap, a simple step-by-step system. When you take everything that's involved in starting, running, and growing a thriving freelance business, all of those moving parts, and you reduce it to its simplest, most essential form, there are only 5 essential ingredients for launching a successful freelance business. All right, this is going to be exciting. I'm really excited to jump into ingredient number 1. As I said, there's 5 essential ingredients, just like in homemade bread. Although it seems complicated and there's a lot that happens to make it turn out well and delicious, same with freelancing. There's a lot that goes into it, and there's a lot that you can do wrong. But when you boil it down, it's quite simple. There's 5 essential ingredients, and that's what this workshop is about. I'm going to show you those exact things and be completely transparent with how it works. Don't hesitate to comment in the comments section, ask questions in the questions tab, and in the comments. We'll be there. We'll come back to those. So here we go with ingredient number 1. Take a look at this number. $10,000. What would it feel like if by the end of this week you received a check in the mail made out to your name for services rendered with a total of $10,000? What would that feel like? That would feel absolutely incredible. You would be over the moon. Now, don't get me wrong. $10,000 is not something that can pay off your mortgage, or you can't live the rest of the year off of this amount. But again, $10,000 is nothing to balk at. A $10,000 client project is huge. The feeling you get when you send a quote to a client for $10,000 and you feel like, holy crap, I'm asking way too much. I'm way over my head. They're going to come back, they're going to laugh, or they're going to balk, or they're going to throw me out of the building because this is crazy. I'm a crook. This is way too much to ask. And they email you back or give you a phone call and say, that sounds great. When can you get started? How much for the deposit? That would be incredible, would it not? The reason I'm saying this is because one of my students, his name is Aaron, who I believe is in the audience. Say hi if you're here, Aaron. Sent me a message. He joined my course, Freelancing Freedom Essentials, and he sent me this message. On a Tuesday, he said, "Hey Brad, just thought I'd let you know that I've sent out my first $10,000 proposal. I'll keep you in the loop if I get it." And I said, "Wow, please do." Just a few days later, on the Friday, he sent me this message. "I did it. I freaking landed the job." Of course, I'm excited for him because I know that feeling. We all know that feeling, whether we've booked that $10,000 project before, or you can imagine the feeling that Aaron is feeling right here. After the weekend, he told me that he just got the deposit, securing the job. He is pumped. He is stoked. But the reason I'm bringing this up is to share this particular piece with you. Aaron said, "I cannot tell you the internal struggle I had pricing it at the price that I did." He then went on to say, "I think my problem was convincing myself that I am worth this amount and the service I am providing is well above average. I am seriously stoked, and I feel like your segment on mentality and mindset really helped me win it." This is a perfect segue into ingredient number 1, which is mindset. You need to change your story. The main difference between successful people and everyone else, well, it's their mindset, the story they tell themselves in their heads every single day. Most people, they live in fear and they have a scarcity mindset because they are afraid they're going to run out of money, or that the worst is going to happen, or that they're going to run out of time, that they're not good enough to try something different. So they give up, they get back in line, and they stop thinking big because, well, you're going to fail because everyone else fails. And those people who don't fail, well, they're special and you're not special. If that's the story you believe, then that's how you're going to stay. So when does that change happen? Well, the change happens when the pain of staying put is greater than the pain of changing your life. You tell yourself, "I am good enough. I have more than enough. I can do that thing. I can learn that thing. I am successful. I'm awesome, and nobody can stop me but myself." Once you tell yourself that you are the person you desire to be, well, your story changes. If you believe that, and you believe that you are that successful person, what now does that successful person do today? You wake up and you are that successful person. You believe it. So what's your next step? What do you do now that you're successful? When you change your mindset from scarcity to abundance, from fear to freedom, dare I say, you are freaking unstoppable. Now, if you feel like this sounds silly or fluffy, I challenge you to change that feeling, to change how you perceive that. Maybe it makes you uncomfortable because it seems like a really hippie thing to do. And at one point, I kind of thought the same. But I challenge you to think a bit differently here, because every choice and every action and every achievement, no matter the size, begins with an idea, a thought, a story in your head. And nothing great comes from telling yourself you're not good enough. So let's try something in the live chat right now. I want to engage everybody here, and I want to put this into practice. I want you right now in the live chat, share with everybody here, share with me a positive affirmation about yourself. Maybe you struggle with confidence. Maybe you feel like you are not good enough. Maybe you feel like you suck at designing websites. Maybe you feel like you're not a great coder. Maybe you feel like you don't have the confidence or the ability to start your freelance business. I want you to flip that on its head right now, and I want you in the comment section right now, everybody take a moment and share a positive affirmation. So if you struggle with confidence, you say, "I am confident," or something like, "I am a great web designer," or "I am a successful freelancer," or "I am happy and live my life with positivity and abundance. I'm a full-time freelancer and to make 6 figures per year because of how much value I deliver to my clients." Challenge yourself, because maybe you don't feel these things, but if you're telling yourself, I'm not good enough, I suck, I'm not a good designer, then you're going to follow suit. That's the path you're going to go down. If you flip that on its head and tell yourself, I am good enough, I am a great web designer, I'm an awesome freelancer, I deliver value to my clients, and I'm the best of the best. Do that right now. Share it in the comments. Change your story, master your mindset, master your life. Ingredient number 1. Mindset this is the key. If there's anything you take away from this workshop and there's something that sticks, it's mindset. That's why I wanted to lead with mindset for 2 reasons. 1, it's something that a lot of people are skeptical of. They feel like, this mindset stuff is for a bunch of hippies, for a bunch of crunchies, and it makes no sense. It's stupid. It's about strategy. It's about luck. It's about what's in your head first. Nothing happens. Nothing is produced. Nothing is created. Value is not created without what starts in your head. This little device that everybody's addicted to, this computer I'm on, it didn't start because of nothing. It started because some person thought about it first. And then it started to materialize because the actions they took toward it were leading towards developing that idea into something real. It's the same with you. If somebody can change the world with this, what makes you think that you can't affect a small percentage of the population with your service, with your product, with your freelancing, with your skills? There are so many people in the world, and you're hyper-connected online with this box right in front of your face, with this little rectangle you hold in front of your face. If you think you can't serve some of those people, then you're crazy. You have value. Know that. So share it in the comments. Let's hear it. We got, I'm a successful freelancer and I deliver valuable work to my clients. I am the great designer. I will make a successful freelancing business and earn up to $10,000 this month. I'm a good communicator and I can manage projects very well. I'm a lateral thinker with natural visual flair. Greatest web designer of all time, says James. David, I am awesome. Callian, I am confident. I'm able to successfully accomplish every project that I take on. I will give my 100%. I like this one. Janaya, I am freaking amazing. And I'm sure as heck going to get there. We got awesome comments here. Believe this stuff. It's about what's up here. If you're telling yourself you can't do it, if you're telling yourself you're not going to be able to make it, if you're telling yourself that you're failing, that you're not good enough, that you're not talented enough, then yeah, you might as well just give up. Because that you've already told yourself. You've already envisioned the crappiest scenario of failure. Where are you going to go from there? Absolutely nowhere. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, I would never be in front of this computer with hundreds of people from all over the world and working for myself and doing this thing that is just complete freedom. I feel like I've won. If I didn't think first, if I didn't imagine, wow, imagine what that would be like. If somebody else can do it, if that person can do it, if my mentor, if that inspiration of mine can do it, what's stopping me? They're not a better person than I am. They're not more talented or more skilled. I have my own unique talents and abilities. Then why can't I do it? The only reason I can't do it is because I'm telling myself I can't. So I started to tell myself, yeah, I can do it. And I'm going to kill it. I'm going to rock it. And that's the only way you're going to get yourself out of that initial rut. If you're telling yourself you can't, you might as well not even try. So don't. In fact, everyone who's here, if you feel like you cannot do something, if you're telling yourself you're not good enough or you're afraid to start because of whatever excuse, then do yourself a favor and either kick yourself straight in the ass and change your attitude right now. Smarten up, as we say in Canada. Or leave. Get out of here. You don't need to be here because you've already failed yourself. That would make me sad. If I see that number of live attendees go down because of that, that would make me sad for you. So don't do that. Don't make me sad. Don't make yourself sad. Smarten up. If that's what you take from this mindset, I'll be happy. Okay. I'm really jived here. I love this stuff. I love talking about mindset, but I can really go down a wormhole with it. So if you have any questions about it, throw it up in the comments, throw it in the question tab, do what you got to do, and I'll do my best to get back to them. We're going to jump into number 2. All right, ingredient number 2 is your niche. You can't hit a target if you're not aiming at one. So how do you create and launch a freelance business that you can strategically grow month after month, year after year, if you're just simply not aiming anywhere? What I mean by this is, if you want to have a successful freelance business on the side or full time, you need to know exactly who you are serving, and that's final. You need a specific target, a niche, a place to aim your efforts. To be clear, yes, you can be a generalist and offer anything to everyone, but that's kind of like trying to boil the ocean. I don't know how to do that. You're at the wrong workshop. What makes you stand out from the thousands of others trying to do the same thing? Well, nothing. Unless your price is equivalent to, say, the bargain bin at Walmart on Boxing Day. So how do you stand out? You serve a niche. You get real specific and ignore everything else. You eliminate 80% of the competition simply by focusing on a defined target audience. You want to know a little trick to be the world's best in your niche with zero competition? Create your own category. Now, I'm not promising that category will be profitable, but if you do your homework, workshop a bit, what if it is profitable? Listen, do you take your wife to a traditional Indian restaurant for bangers and mash? No. Do you dine at the finest seaside steakhouse in San Diego for a budget breakfast burrito? Absolutely not. You need a niche, and you need to know who you're serving. The great thing is, you can try different niches. You're not stuck with just one. But once you find one that works, hone in and ignore everything else. So, the question stands, how do you choose that niche? Well, start with yourself. Think about yourself first. What are your top 3 passions? What type of people would you love thinking about all day, every day? You're the one who is going to be doing all the hard work day in and day out, so you'd better pick something you're passionate about. Otherwise, you won't have the ability to persevere through the challenges, of which I promise there will be many. So think of the people you could best help. Come up with a handful of ideas. Write them down. Ingredient number 2. Okay, ingredient number 2, niche. This one is a tricky one for some people because usually I've heard it all. I've said it myself, and I hear it all the time. If I niche down, I'm going to limit my chances of getting booked because now I have a smaller pool of people who are going to listen to who I can serve. You know, if I'm just doing everything for everybody, that means my pool is larger. That means I have a higher chance of booking somebody. Perhaps that's true at first. If you're a generalist and you're just trying to get some work just to get some traction. But as you move forward, that very quickly dies out because you aren't noticed as anything interesting, as anything unique, as anything valuable. In fact, if you're a generalist, I could probably find a way better, way faster, way cheaper generalist than anybody here. All I have to do is go to Upwork.com, set the filter for $10 an hour, and say you need to meet this criteria and get the job done within 4 hours. And I will have 100 people desperately apply, undercut their value, and get that job done, whatever that general job is, in no time. But that's not what I'm preaching here. That's not what I'm teaching. That's not what you want to do. You need to be unique. You need to stand out. The only way you're going to stand out, most people, unless you have like some child prodigy talent that you were born with and you dream in code when you were an infant, most people aren't like that. So you need to stand out somewhere. You already are unique because you're a person. You're a human and you have something unique to add to the world. So you already have that going. But if you're just going out and just being everything to everybody, then it's not going to work out for you. You got to stand out. And the easiest way to stand out is to limit the size of the audience. So now your voice is louder. And if you stand out by offering something specific, instead of, I build websites, that's so general. I can find way too many people to build websites. In fact, I'll just do it myself because I could do it better than most people. Now, if I say, I build WordPress websites. That's already more specific. Let's go even more specific. I build WordPress websites for healthcare practitioners. Ooh, now we're getting specific. Let's go even further. I build WordPress websites for healthcare practitioners in Chicago. That's pretty specific. Now, if that niche doesn't work out, you're not stuck there. Experiment with some niches. Try some things. Market yourself in certain ways. Go to different workshops. Go to different groups. The Chamber of Commerce. Talk to people. Connect with people. Get some buzz going. Talk to people. Build relationships. Be a normal human person and talk to people in different niches, in different career spaces, and figure out what types of people you want to work with. Figure out the conversations they have, the struggles they have, and develop a solution for it. It really is as simple as that. But it takes time. It's low and slow. It's taking a small, it's taking a while to develop an understanding of a particular niche. And don't be afraid to try stuff. It's okay to do a whole bunch of stuff at first. Like when you throw spaghetti up on the wall to see if it's done, throw it up on the wall and let everything fall down, and what sticks is what you should focus on. So it's okay if you try a bunch of things at first. You don't need to have the perfect niche right away. But see what sticks. And then if you find out this niche sticks and this service that you offer sticks, and then if you put those two together, it really makes sense and you make a lot of money in this, play around with it. It doesn't have to be done like that. So experiment. So that's what I have to say about niching down. I'm ready to jump into number 3. You guys ready? All right. Ingredient number 3 is skills. So which skills do you need in order to launch your freelance business? Well, I'm willing to bet, and I'm going to tell you right now, that you probably already have those skills. So let's try something right now in the live chat. Go ahead and list out your strengths. Tell us, what are you great at? What makes you amazing? What's your thing? Go ahead. Don't be humble. Don't be shy. Just brag about yourself a little bit. Let us know what your skills are, what your strengths are. Do that right now. Share it with us. Every successful freelancer knows their strengths. I mean, every successful business owner, every successful entrepreneur knows their strengths and leverages them to their full capacity. Their business is built solely around those strengths. But what about those weaknesses? Surely those people have weaknesses. Everybody does. Well, first of all, if there's something that they must learn, if it's something that they have to do, if they have to shore up some skills, well, unlike most people, what they're going to do is they're going to focus on what matters, and they're going to figure it out and figure out specifically the essentials of what's going to get them most of the results. So in other words, the 20% that achieves 80% of the results. They're going to focus on what matters. Now, if it's something that they don't have to learn, or it's something that they specifically don't have to handle themselves or don't need to be a part of their process, they're going to either eliminate it from their business altogether, from their life. They're going to automate it with software and systems, or they're going to delegate it to somebody who can do that task better than them, like a virtual assistant, like a team member, like a subcontractor. Think about it. If you're a vegan and you've never cooked a steak in your life, would you open a steakhouse? Of course you wouldn't. That's a stupid question. You'd open the best damn vegan chili food truck in the trendiest part of town. Build your business around your strengths. If you've got the right mindset and you know your audience, unleash those strengths, remove those weaknesses, and build your business around your current strengths, and figure out the rest as you go. Number 3, skills. Okay, I've got a bone to pick with you guys. You web designers and web developers watching right now. I've got a bone to pick. I've got a problem with y'all. Do you want to know what it is? Here's what it is. And I could say this because I am one of you. We are one. I'm a designer, I'm a developer, I'm a coder, so I get it. I get where your head's at. And this is why I feel like I can say this. The problem I have is that web developers and designers are smart people. They're talented. They're very good at their craft. Even if they're beginners, they're going down a path of learning something that a lot of people really wish they could learn. When you say, I can code, or I can build something, or I can design something, most people are like, holy crap, you're like a ninja. You're a superstar. That's insane. When you do that thing on the computer, blows my mind. That's great. Here's the problem. Web developers, and designers too, always feel like they need to learn the next thing. Like the skills they have aren't good enough to charge for, because there's a million languages out there. There's a million tools. There's a million design strategies and techniques and concepts. And you're always thinking, I got to learn that skill. And if I don't know all these skills, then I can't do it. I'm not worthy of charging for it. Here's the problem I have with that. I have a question for you. Answer this honestly. Do you want to be an employee of someone's business? Or do you want to be a business owner? Why are you here? Are you here to get a job at someone else's business? Or are you here to start your own? Let's hear it. That's an honest question. Now I'm going to move forward. Most of the people who are here are guilty, and I was guilty of this once too, of employee syndrome, employee mindset syndrome. And that's thinking you need to have all the skills in order to be worthy of charging for it. Here's the thing. When you start a business, you don't need to have all the skills, and you don't ever need to even pursue most of the skills, because you'll never start a business. Business owners know their strengths, and they know what to focus on, and then they find people to help them with their mission. So if they're a great designer, I see we got Serafina is great with innovation ideas and visual sense. You sound like a great CEO in the making. We got Pelak, thinking, great graphic and illustrator design. Again, you're creative. Some of you are really talented developers, way better than I am at coding. You want to be a business owner. Exactly. Business owner. We got people overwhelmingly saying business owner. You're here because you want to be a business owner. So stop thinking like an employee. I don't know everything. Me personally, Brad Hussey doesn't know all the languages. Brad Hussey isn't an expert at Photoshop. But what Brad Hussey knows is that he wants to work from home in his own custom studio with his family upstairs so that he could spend time with his family, build a business that matters, that serves people, that makes a difference, and makes good money, and that I can control the growth. So that if I want to make twice as much money next year, I can take those steps. Do you know how I'm not going to make that happen? If I sit down and try and learn all the friggin' new coding languages of the week. Stop doing that. Find your strengths. You've listed them out in the comments section. And focus on that. Find out how you can use that to create a business and serve somebody. And all the rest of the stuff, the languages, the skills, you find people to help you. And we live in a great, exciting, amazing world right now where you can find that from people all over the world. My online business manager, my right-hand gal in my business, Alea, she's in the comments here. We're not even close to each other geographically. She's like far south in Florida and I'm way up in Canada. It doesn't matter. I have someone on my team overseas that we've never met in person. You can do the same thing in your own business. Find people to help you. You're hyper connected. So I can easily go off on a tangent here. Find your strength, what you're good at, and focus on that. Sharpen that tool. Because you don't need to know everything. I will never use the latest version of AngularJS to serve my clients. Guarantee you that. And I don't care to. Or Node.js. Yeah, I'll play around with it for fun, but it's not going to make me money, and it's not going to serve my clients. And if that's what serves your clients, then become good at that. The rest of it, forget about it. Forget about it. Okay. Fernando, yeah, just punch my face right now. I deserve it. Amy, I need space to do my own thing. I listened to someone else all week. Yes. This is exciting, you guys. So stop thinking like an employee. Web developers and designers, that was my bone to pick with you. Stop thinking like an employee. The only people who care about all your skills are employers who want to hire you as a commodity that they can pay as little as possible. You're a commodity. if you're just learning all the skills. Stop it. Smarten up. That's what I say to my kids if they're misbehaving. Don't act like a child. Stop acting like an employee. Start acting like a business owner, like an entrepreneur. Know your skills, smarten up, move forward, and kill it at that. You guys, you're really firing me up here. I'm not mad. I'm really excited. I'm really passionate about this. And I want to see you guys do something that really matters. So do what you got to do. Find your strengths, move forward with it. Who's ready for number 4? I'm ready for number 4. I need to cool down a little bit here. We're going to jump into number 4, guys, and I think you will quite like it. Number 4 of 5. Here we go. Let's say you purchased a beautiful apple tree from your local nursery. The tree was delivered to your house, but you still have to transplant it to the perfect location in your yard. So you go to the hardware store to buy a shovel. Now, you don't really need a shovel. I mean, if the store was selling a new product that automatically dug a perfect apple tree-sized hole at the press of a button, well, you'd buy that. You don't need a shovel. You need a hole. The shovel is just the tool that gives you the hole. The hole is the solution to the problem. Now you can transplant your apple tree. So as a freelancer, you need to provide the solution to your clients, not the shovel. They want to buy solutions to their problems. Which brings me to the next ingredient. Ingredient number 4 is your offer. Now, the reason I stress that you have a niche, a target audience, is because now you can do your homework to determine what it is that that target audience struggles with. What are the biggest hurdles that hold them back from business success, from growing, from starting, from making more money? What hurts them? The reason I stress that you build your business around your strengths is because now you can figure out how to use your strengths to solve your target audience's problem. And that solution is called your offer. It's the thing that takes your client from where they are now to where they want to be. Your offer is not a skill, a service, or a product, aka a shovel. Your offer is the end result of using that skill, service, or product, aka the whole. See, the reality is that you're in the problem-solving business. And the bigger the problem, or the more painful that problem, the more valuable your offer, as long as it solves the problem. This is what shocks so many web developers and web designers, is that it does not matter if you code with HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. It does not matter if you design with Photoshop, Illustrator, or Sketch. It does not matter if you hire contractors to code and build the product while you focus on sales. What matters is you're the business owner. You know your strengths. You know your niche. You understand their problem. And you are going to solve it. You're not going to provide the tool or the shovel. If you're really just worried about the technical skills and you only really want to be good at coding the latest JavaScript framework of the week, well, you're probably best suited as an employee. Because employers are looking for people who have good shovels, so to speak, who are good at specific skills. But that's not what I'm about. That's not what I'm teaching. Freelancers are business owners, and business owners solve problems. You are going to create an offer that solves your target audience's problem. Ingredient number 4, offer. How does number 4 offer sound? We were talking about being an employee versus being an entrepreneur, and the offer ingredient is a huge piece, a huge component of the whole formula. Because that's the thing that's different. You're not offering skills. Nobody cares about your skills. Nobody cares about the tools you use. The only people who care are employers. And as we understand so far, the people who are here watching this, you want to become a business owner, an entrepreneur, your own freelancer. You want to be free. You don't want to be an employee. So your skills don't matter here. Nobody cares about your skills in entrepreneurship world. They care about your skill and how good you are at turning that into a business. And that's why I'm trying to drive home here. No one cares about the shovel. They care about the hole. That's what you're trying to do. Your clients don't care about how many skills you have. So what you need to do is not lead with, and this is, again, another problem that web developers have is, I'm really good at HTML, I'm really good at Node.js, and I really can build, these things. I'm a really good programmer, and I really good tools, and, I got all those cool things. So do you go and hire me for your website? Nope, I definitely don't. I won't ever hire you. I'll never hire that person. Don't be that person. Be the person who says, hey, looks like you just started up a business. And, I've helped a lot of chiropractors get their first batch of clients by setting up a website with a booking system it's integrated with your, the system that you have at your office. I'd be happy to chat with you and figure out how we can connect the two so we can get you a good first batch of clients. Let me know if you want to have a quick chat. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Ooh, now I can get more clients. This person's going to help me get clients, make my business better, make my life easier. That is what you want. Keep that in mind. The offer is very different from the skills that you have. An offer is something that solves a problem. Skills are very different. So let me see here. We got a lot of people chatting in the comment box. I'm really excited about this. Does offer make sense? Because that's key here. You need to understand the difference between coming up with an offer and just telling people the skills you have. You're a freelancer. You're a business owner. You solve problems. You don't code websites. You just happen to solve problems that involve building websites and web development. Your clients don't need to know that. They need to know how you're going to solve the problem and make their businesses better. Okay. Let's jump into the last ingredient. This one will tie it all up. If you don't do number 5, the previous 4 don't have as much weight. So listen up. Take some notes. So you've mixed your flour and salt, fermented the yeast, combined the water, folded the dough, and let it rise. Is that bread? Nope! You gotta bake it in a searing hot Dutch oven and serve it to your guests with olive oil and balsamic vinegar, fool. So, you've mastered your mindset, workshopped your niche, unleashed your strengths, and crafted a compelling offer. Good for you. Is that freelancing? Nope! You gotta get your offer in front of your target audience, let them drool over the thought of how much better their lives would be if they could just have the results you promise. Okay? This brings us to ingredient number 5. Marketing. Everything you've done so far in ingredients 1, 2, 3, and 4 leads up to this point. It's very important, and if you don't do this, then you don't do anything. You don't have bread if you don't bake that dough. You don't get clients if you don't market your offer to them. The thing is, you got to get that offer in front of the people who need the results most. This is marketing. If you think it's a dirty word, it's not. I could tell you at least a dozen dirty words right now, but I'm not going to. Marketing is just a thing, a powerful thing at that. And just like with anything in this world, there are crappy people who ruin it for everyone else. So don't be that crappy person. The purpose of marketing your offer is to get a client, to make a sale. So how do you get client number 1? Well, there are numerous marketing strategies available to help you land client number 1, but I want to hear your suggestions right now in the live chat. Go ahead and just share them as they come to your mind. Maybe you've tried something crazy or weird, or just run-of-the-mill marketing strategies. Just go ahead and just spew them all out right now in the live chat. Let me hear it. And as you're going, I am going to jump in and tell you what I think is the number 1 most important marketing strategy, specifically for people here right now. Since my mission with this workshop is to strip away the excess and focus only on the essentials, let's keep it crazy simple and focus on only one strategy. Word of mouth marketing. It's the only strategy that matters right now because nobody here is trying to scale their business to 6 figures with email marketing or Facebook ads or anything like that. You're here because you want to start. You're here because you want the steps to start. You're here because you want that first client. So I'm going to meet you where you are. Let's start there with client number 1. So I want to tell you a little story of how I got my first $500 client, my very first paying client. My first client was a paying client. for $500. I had zero freelancing experience and basic HTML and CSS knowledge. So in 2009, my wife and I moved to Vancouver, Canada, so I could attend a 2-year college program called Interactive Design. This is where I began my design and coding journey. 2 months into school, I was learning the basics of HTML and CSS. I was really excited about it. And my wife and I were invited to her work Christmas party, where the staff and their significant others were attending. Over a beer, or maybe 2, okay, 3, I was introduced to one of my wife's colleagues, and I learned that he and his wife were starting up a brand new chiropractic practice in the area. Well, it turns out my wife and I have been going to a chiropractor for a long time. My wife's sister is a chiropractor. My brother-in-law is a chiropractor. So chiropractic is kind of a part of our life, and it still is. So we put 2 and 2 together, chatted a little bit about chiropractic, and we realized that we could help each other out. He was starting up his chiropractic practice, and I was starting up my web design journey, so to speak. I wasn't even really starting up my freelance business. I just started learning how to code and design. So, long story short, that evening I booked my very first $500 client and began building my very first professional website. This was the beginning of my freelance business. So there are 2 major points to the story I just told. Your first client is right under your nose. An immediate connection or a second connection. Point number 2 is simply having a chat, getting to know your target audience, talking to people, putting 2 and 2 together is how you get your first client. There's no need for tools, an epic marketing strategy, or a budget other than maybe $10 for a couple drinks or a lunch. It's as simple as listening to the person you're talking to, asking them questions, connecting with them, and ultimately just saying, hey, it sounds like we could help each other out. Are you interested in discussing that? That's it. Your first client is one conversation away, one question away, one step away. Word of mouth is the simplest form of marketing yourself. You're simply telling somebody about your business. People need to know that you're in business in order to do business with you. So whether it's in person, at a social gathering, a party, meetups, dinners, over the phone, email, at a conference, social media, and so on, word of mouth is available to you right now, and it is how you're going to get client number 1. In fact, I'm going to revisit our challenge that we did at the very beginning of this workshop. Remember the challenge that we did where we posted that message to our social media tool of choice, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is for you? I'm going to bring that up again here. This is a perfect example, tying it into the marketing section of this workshop. Word of mouth, people need to know about you and about your business, so tell them. So if you haven't yet done the challenge, this is your chance to do it right now. I'm going to post that message up again here so that you can go ahead and try it. Now, if anybody has received any results from that challenge, go ahead and share that with us right now in the comments. I'd be really curious to hear if you have any activity on it yet. Sometimes people get activity within the first few minutes. Most people within the first 24 hours of posting that message. So if you've got any feedback or comments on your message, let us know in the comments, because I am legitimately curious. And for anyone else who has not yet done the challenge, I am serious. You need to try this. Now, feel free to modify this message to best suit your voice, your friend list, your offer, your niche, the type of business you're starting up. Maybe you don't want to give $100, maybe it's $50, maybe it's a lunch. Craft it in the way that works best for you. But seriously, post this message to Facebook right now. Don't close out this workshop. Open up a new tab, post it on Facebook. Now remember and realize this, in this workshop, you've told me that you already have strengths at your disposal. Many of you have been sharing all the skills and the ability, hard skills and soft skills alike, that you already have at your disposal. Yes, you can always hone those skills and improve them. You can always do that. I'm still doing that. But you already have something at your disposal. You only need to be a relative expert, meaning you only need to be a little bit better than the person you're helping in order to offer value to them and solve their problem. So do this challenge. You already have the ability. And this is what freelancing is all about. It's about challenging yourself and jumping in even when you think you're not ready. Because the only way you're going to learn is by actually doing it. And I'm giving you an opportunity right now to actually do it. Be one of those people. Be like Alea. Be like Harold. And the handful of others who've been sharing with me that they did the challenge and surprised themselves, and they now have leads or clients simply because of a free workshop. They haven't even joined a course yet. They haven't even invested anything other than their time. And they're seeing real results. I'm giving that to you right now. I'm pushing you. I dare you to try this. Yes, like I said, it's scary, it's freaky, you might feel like you're not ready, but I am challenging you on that. I'm pushing you beyond your limits like I promised you earlier at the very beginning of this workshop. I promise to push you beyond what you believe are your limits. This is where you think your limit is. I'm telling you now that you can go past that. The only way to grow is to stretch your limits. I'm doing that now. I'm forcing you to do that right now. So for goodness sake, take me up on this challenge and be one of the people who emails me or sends me a message and says, I did it, I took my shot, and it worked. You guys, there's not much more I could say about that. I'm trying to drive home the fact that this challenge is going to change so much for you. If you don't get a client out of it, if you don't get a lead, that's okay. It doesn't mean it's the end of the road for you. The biggest thing here is that you'll overcome probably the biggest roadblock that you'll experience is starting. It's the biggest roadblock. It's getting started. The rest of it, you just figure it out as you go. And you get better at it as you go. And you accumulate knowledge and skills and ability and connections. The starting is the worst, hardest part. And I am giving you the opportunity. I'm giving you permission to start right this second. Do the challenge. I'm telling you, if you can do that, the rest of it, it's kind of like a cakewalk. Just do it. Okay. So with that said, I told you at the beginning of this, we wanted to jump into these 5 ingredients, and I had something to let you know about. I have a course that I want to let you know about. It's by no means required, and I hope that I've given you a ton of value so far, but there is more. So if you don't mind, if I have your permission, I would like to let you know some next steps, particularly about Freelancing Freedom Essentials. Is that cool? Can we do that? Cool. The big idea here, my friends, is that just like making the perfect loaf of bread, launching your freelance business requires only a few essential ingredients. The 5 ingredients to launching a freelance web development business on the side are as follows. You need to master your mindset. You must unleash your strengths. You've got to find your niche. You've got to craft an offer that solves your niche's number one problem. Then, you got to get that offer in front of your niche. The perfect bread, flour, water, salt, yeast. The perfect freelance business, mindset, skills, niche, offer, market. So far, you have the ingredient list to start your freelance business. But what if you need help putting those pieces together? Remember, simple does not equal easy. So tell me, why did you show up today? Let me know if it's any of the following, or if it's something else. You have no freelancing experience and no idea where to start. You're nervous to start because you're afraid you're forgetting something. You're not confident your skills are worthy to charge for. You're introverted and feel it holds you back from getting started. You're super busy and don't know how to fit freelancing around your work schedule. Or maybe it's all of the above. If you feel that you've received even an ounce of value from this workshop today, you could leave right now with what you've learned so far, get started on putting it all together, and I will feel like I've done my job. But if you want help pulling all the pieces together, you want some hand-holding, and you're serious about launching your freelance business on the side, I want to give you more than just an ingredients list. And if you're ready to take the next step, challenge yourself, I want to give you that opportunity. Which is why I am launching my brand new online course called Freelancing Freedom Essentials Edition. It's a to-the-point, practical 5-week roadmap for web designers and web developers like you guys who want to launch their freelance business on the side, but have no clients and no freelancing experience, don't have a niche, and don't really know where to start when workshopping a niche. You're super busy with work, family, and just, well, life. Maybe you're afraid that you're not good enough or talented enough or have the skills to be paid to build something for a client. Maybe you worry that you don't have what it takes to succeed. Perhaps you're introverted and you are afraid that that holds you back from booking good clients. Or you're just not ready to quit your full-time job and start freelancing full-time. You want to figure out a way to fit freelancing around your already busy schedule. Now, if those ideas resonate with you, if you've gotten any value from this workshop so far, I want you to keep listening because I want to show you behind the scenes of what you get in the course. Freelancing Freedom Essentials Edition is a simple 5-step roadmap for web developers and web designers who want to launch their side freelance business and book their first client in 5 weeks or less. The course is easy to fit in your schedule with only one module per week for 5 weeks, and there is only one single lesson per module. It includes a learning piece and an action piece because theory is useless if it's not followed up with action and accountability. So we'll dive deep into a single concept that week. Then you'll be given very clear action items to complete that week in the form of a highly interactive workbook unique to your individual freelancing scenario. The lesson comes in video format, audio format, and text format, so you can learn the way that you want. You can consume the lesson in whichever way best suits your schedule, your life, and your learning preference. The workbooks are smart workbooks, so they can adapt to your unique situation. I deliver them via Typeform Pro, so they're highly interactive, and the information that you type within the inputs will determine your follow-up questions and action items. It's kind of like a choose-your-own-journey workbook. Alternatively, if you like printing things and writing on something tangible, we've got really pretty printable versions of the workbooks just for you. Also, I don't think any premium learning experience is complete if you don't have built-in accountability, which is why you're going to gain access to a private Slack workspace available only to the students of the course. Plus, you'll get to attend my monthly live freelancing hot seat sessions where a willing student of mine jumps on a live coaching call with me in front of the rest of the attendees. Here's what each module looks like, and this should come as no surprise to you. Module 1 is Master Your Mindset. Module 2 is Workshop Your Niche. Module 3 is Unleash Your Strengths. Module 4 is Craft Your Offer. And Module 5 is Launch Your Business. It's simple, it's practical, it's to the point, and there is no fluff. The doors to the course are officially open right now, but keep in mind we are closing enrollment tomorrow at noon. You can get started with Freelancing Freedom Essentials Edition today for just 6 payments of $61. Or alternatively, if you want to save a little bit of cash up front, you could pay $295 just once. But I have a live attendees incentive for you, ladies and gentlemen, right here, right now. If you use the code LIVE at checkout, your 6 payments go down from $61 to $52. So now you're only paying $52 for 6 payments. Or again, you could save 20% up front and pay only $251 versus $295. So that's 6 payments of $52. You can get started today. Use the code LIVE. I back all of my courses up with a guarantee, especially this course. I want to make sure that you know you're making the right choice. But here's where it gets really great. I'm also offering a lifetime guarantee on the course. This is kind of crazy. I've never done this before, but I'm trying it out with Freelancing Freedom Essentials Edition. At any point ever, if you feel like the course is not worth the price you paid, you took my advice, you made an honest effort, and you're just not getting results, it's not working for you, or maybe you just stop freelancing altogether and you go do something different with your life and it's weighing on you that you joined this course, send me an email, let me know your scenario, we'll work with you, and you can get your money back. There will be a few steps involved. I might have to ask a few questions. If the course isn't getting your results, we'll try to work with you to get you those results, but there's no time limit. If 6 months down the road you want your money back, send us an email. If 2 years down the road you want your money back, send us an email. I'm honest and I'm willing to work with you, and I want to make sure that you make the best decision for you. So this is why I'm backing it with a lifetime guarantee. It simply doesn't get any better than that. The risk is completely removed off of you and thrown on to me to ensure that I deliver for you. I want to make sure that you get the most from this course. To get started today with the 6 payment plan, simply go to freelancingfreedom.com/6. That's the digit 6. And that will take you automatically to the checkout for the 6 payment plan. You can review your order summary right here. And for you, the live attendees, click add coupon, type in live, hit apply. That will automatically discount that 15%. And you can see here 6 payments of, I told you $52. You're actually going to save a little bit of change right there each month. Down below, your account information. All you have to do is type in your email address to create your account. Down below here is your payment information. All you have to do is add your credit card information and then hit enroll in course down below to get started. To join with a single payment, go to freelancingfreedom.com/1. That's the digit 1, and that will take you directly to checkout where you can complete your purchase right there. The base price is $295, but of course if you add the coupon and you type in live and then hit apply, that will automatically add your discount. All you have to do next is add your email address for an account where we can send you your login credentials for the course, and then your payment information. You can use a credit card or PayPal if you are using the single pay option. Once you have done that, go ahead and click enroll in course and you will be on your way. Mere seconds after hitting that big yellow button, you'll get a happy welcome email from me and my team where you can then log directly into your account, and on your My Courses tab, you will see Freelancing Freedom Essentials Edition. In there, you'll click on that and you can get started right away with the very first lecture. All right, folks, it is what it is. Freelancing Freedom Essentials Edition is now open. You've probably known about it for a while. I've had this course out since February, and it has been rocking it with the community. We have almost 100 people in the course so far. People are seeing results left, right, and center. We're working with people every day, and we have the community. We have engagement. We have people working with each other and helping each other out. It's the kind of thing that I honestly wish I had when I was in most of your position right now. When you're starting out, maybe you don't have as many skills as you hope that you could. You're a little bit afraid or a lot afraid to start, and you don't really know where to go, what to ask, and how to move forward. This is that. I'm solving my own problem, Brad, in 2009, in 2010, when I'm like, I don't really know. I have questions, but I don't know who to ask. I have no freelancing friends, and I just gonna have to figure this out as I go. This is what that does. It's there for you to hold your hand, and there's a bunch of us there waiting for you. And it's open. It's open and ready for you right now. So enrollment, like I said, doors are open right now. They're closing tomorrow at noon, or if you're watching this tomorrow, it closes July 12th at noon Mountain Time. So that is open. Use the code LIVE to save 15% on either of the packages. And in the meantime, right now, I'm going to answer some questions that you guys have been adding throughout. I'm going to come back to those questions. I'm going to start answering them right now. Okay, so let's see. We got a question here from Adam. Adam asks, I currently work as a junior developer. I'm struggling to transition from front end to full stack. I barely understand what's happening at my job. How do I not bring imposter syndrome over to freelancing so that I'm open to opportunities and actually doing the work instead of making excuses? Why can't I do it? Adam, most people are looking for excuses because they're afraid. What you're probably doing with imposter syndrome and with feeling like you can't start, what you're afraid of is that you're going to fail. You're afraid that you're not good enough. You're afraid that someone's going to think that you are a fraud. That's what the problem is. Most of us here, Adam included, myself included, when I started out, even sometimes now, I feel like, oh man, am I really, do I really know what I'm doing? Do people trust my opinions and my advice? And I feel like some days I just feel like I'm not qualified or not, like I'm fake. But it's not the case. You have unique value to offer. Adam, you're a talented person. You're a front-end developer. So am I. And you're transitioning to full stack. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff to learn. But like we talked about earlier, you want to be an entrepreneur, not an employee. So the skills don't necessarily matter. Find your wheelhouse, find your strength, and really, really flex that muscle. Find someone to help you with the rest. And in fact, in this course, it's built in. If you're leading with your strengths and you have weaknesses that you need help propping up that are required for your business success, we have people in the course, in the community. Like I said, we have almost 100 people doing the same thing. Designers, developers, illustrators, front end, back end, full stack. They're there to help. Project management, communication, writing. We have people of all different types of skills. So how do you not bring imposter syndrome over so that you're open to opportunities? Here's the deal. You're going to have it anyway. You're going to be afraid to fail. You're going to be afraid that you're not good enough. And you're going to be afraid that you are a fraud. You're going to have that. Don't let it hold you back. Embrace it, acknowledge it, and move forward with that there, because use it as inspiration to succeed. You are good enough, you are kick-ass, and you are talented. You are unique and you have value to offer. As long as you understand that, that voice that tells you you suck can kiss your ass. Pardon my French. Honestly. Move forward. Acknowledge that it's there. You're going to have it regardless. Don't let it be an excuse for not starting. Pay. I'm assuming, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name right. P-E. Pay. How do I start if I'm still learning web development? You just start. You just start right now. I told you the story of how I started. I was a beginner more than most of you, probably more than you. I knew HTML and CSS in a very basic manner. In a college program, in not a condensed format, it took 2 months. I was 2 months into learning the basics of HTML and CSS. And then I got my first $595 client. And then all the clients after that, except for a few free ones for trades, were paid. And I learned as I went. There's no excuse. How do you start if you're still learning web development? You just start. What you're looking for is an excuse, a way out, because you're afraid. Alea answered it. You can start your freelancing career with the skills you have. Understand that web development is an ever-changing path and you will always need to learn. Amen, Alea. Couldn't have said it better. Let's see here. We got some more questions. Can I start as a developer in sites such as Equid? Builder? I don't really know what that is. It doesn't matter the tools you use. WordPress, any of the tools that are out there. Custom code, WordPress, other frameworks, it doesn't matter. The point here is that you need to understand the problem you're solving, who you're helping, and deliver a solution. The tools do not matter. Let's see here. Kevin, what do I charge? How to get clients? And the business end of things are things that Kevin seems to mention are struggles. A lot of people struggle with that. What to charge? Honestly, it depends where you are. But so I can't just tell you, okay, well, based on these criteria, you should charge this. You can charge hourly, you can charge per project, and you can charge value-based. So 3 categories for charging. Those are the most popular. Charging hourly, you have an hourly rate. When you're starting out, typically it's going to be low. When I started out, my hourly rate was $25 an hour. Honestly, it was half the price I should have charged. That's a benchmark that you might go off of. But the thing is, if you're doing that, you're commoditizing yourself and you're comparing yourself to other people, which is why project-based charging or invoicing is a great way to go. It's another good option. In my opinion, it's better than hourly. There are pros and cons, but if you're charging based on per project, you know, what you can do is you say, okay, well, if I'm building this site, it's doing, you know, we're going to be building this and your outcome is going to look like this. You know, typically other people in this space, people, you know, other freelancers in this space building this sort of thing, they might charge about $1,500 for that. But because I'm starting out, I'm going to give you an introductory price of $750 for this first project. Just an idea. And then there's value-based. If you're building an e-commerce site or something that gets clear value, then you can charge based on the value. So for example, if you are building something that gets them 2 more clients per week, and you could find out from them that one client, the average initial cost of that lead is $100, $200, whatever it is, then you can do the math. If you're getting them $1,000 a month in new business, then why would you undercharge yourself? If you told me, Brad, I can get you $1,000 a month more estimated in new clients by doing this thing, I should be paying you at least that, $1,000, $2,000. It's a little trickier, and it's usually a more advanced strategy. The types of clients you're going to start out with at the beginning, they're usually beginner clients. They're just looking for a website and something simple. So value-based is a little bit more difficult to navigate. So project-based is a great way to start. Let me just see here. We got some Derek. Brad, I just posted the challenge message on Facebook. Dude, what do I charge? Hopefully that last answer from the question from Kevin was helpful to you. It really just depends. You know, what I like to do, here's a strategy that you all can use. Don't just give one price. I like to package the proposal. So take what you're about to offer, and let's say if you're thinking you're going to charge $500. Again, I'm going real low here. I'd like to see you all charging $5,000 to $10,000 a project, but I know that we're not there yet. That's okay. We'll get there. Let's say $500 is your benchmark, what you're thinking you might charge for this. Offer 3 packages. Offer a $400 package that is very, very basic. It takes little to no time for you to set up. Maybe you even have an assistant, a virtual assistant doing it for you. So it takes little to no time. You could just bang it out. It's a template. It's something easy that you can quickly bang out. Package 1. It's very simple. It solves this problem in a very simple way, but it doesn't have any bells and whistles, and maybe it's not that attractive, but the price is. Package B, $650. And this is what you'd normally offer. Maybe you have a basic website, maybe a basic landing page in WordPress or something like that. That's package B. Solves the problem in a bigger way. The price is a bit more than what you'd normally charge. And package C, let's say $1,200. It's, it includes all of the above. It has more value. It's going to get them more return, and has these extra benefits that they're going to receive, plus additional support for 4 weeks or something like that, a phone call a week to make sure you're on track. And that strategy can be scaled in a number of different ways. You can do it in the same format of $1,000, $1,500, and $2,500. It doesn't matter. If you're in the price range of $10,000 a project, charge for $9,000, $12,000, and $22,000. It doesn't matter. The idea is that you're giving them a choice rather than a yes or no. So do that, even if you're just starting out. It will increase your chances of booking that client, especially for those who are doing this challenge and have people interested in your post. Do that. Package your offer. I hope that answers your question there, Derek. I wish I knew how to pronounce your name. Aishwarya? Sorry if I got that wrong. Not confident my skills are worthy of charging. I'm going to tell you right now that they are. You're going to find a client who's in the same category as you. You're not going to have someone who's going to be looking for a $20,000 value project. It's just not going to happen right now. You're going to be in that introductory range. Those clients are starting businesses. They don't have websites. They have crappy websites. They know that they're going to be looking for freelancers who are going to help them out in that smaller range. They're not looking for the $1 million site. They're looking for someone to help them that's lower risk and lower cost. And you're going to work your way up. You're going to outgrow those clients, and you're going to get bigger and better clients as you grow. So don't be afraid about the lack of skills you have. You're here because you have some skills. Focus on those and deliver value based on what you have. You'll find the right people. Let me see here. Steven, I'm working to re-enter the workforce after many years caring for my father and his wife. I'm having trouble staying focused. By that I mean I'm constantly jumping around from technologies, languages, frameworks, and APIs. Oh my, I suck at UI. Where should I concentrate my efforts? Steven, what are you most interested in? What do you like doing? What are you good at? What do you think is going to get your clients the most value? Focus there. You are using these different things, jumping all over the place as excuses for starting. You're not alone. Most people here are doing that. That's what people do. They hide behind a programming language, a skill, a technique, saying, once I know this, then I will start freelancing. Total BS. It's not going to happen. So stop doing that. Find out the people you want to work with, the businesses you want to work with, the problem that they have, how you can solve it, and then align the skills and your strengths with that to solve that problem. You don't need to know APIs and frameworks and all the things and all the languages of the week. You don't. Unless you want to be an employee, then go elsewhere. I don't teach you how to be an employee. I would be the worst. I am the worst employee and completely unhireable. I'm not teaching you how to do that. I'm not qualified. I'm teaching you how to start your own business. Focus on your strengths. Go full in on that. Find how you can solve problems. Don't worry about all the rest. Okay. Steven, did that help? I'm trying to shake you up a little bit here and challenge you. Let's see here. Those were some good questions. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to throw them up in the comments. I'm hoping that those questions helped give you some ideas. And I was really excited to have you guys on board with this. So as a quick little recap, there will be a replay of this workshop. It'll be available until July 12th at noon. Taking it down after that. Right now, if you join Freelancing Freedom Essentials, you can use the code LIVE to get 15% off. And I've already explained it. It's there. We're there to help you. We have a lifetime guarantee. The price is low, you guys. Price is not an excuse. I ask people, hey, why didn't you join? Price. Nope. Unless you're in dire straits and you can't feed your family, you shouldn't be, trying to join a course. But it's not an excuse. It's $61 a month for a few months. If I get you one client, I'm trying to get you a client right now, free, live. If I get you one client, you've paid for the course. The point, I'm not trying to get you one client, I'm trying to get you a business. And if you look back and you go, oh, I joined Freelancing Freedom Essentials, I took a few pieces of advice from Brad, leveraged the help from the community that he set up, and wow, I realized that I've been doing this freelancing thing for a couple of years and I've made a lot of money and enjoyed a lot of freedom. Wow, that was a really low investment. It's no excuse, you guys. This isn't a commodity course. And this isn't a thing you're going to find on Udemy for $10 with the $10 deal. Not going to happen. I'm here to get you value. I'm here to help you. And I have a community behind me that believes in what it is that we've created. And we're going to help you. Do it. There's no risk. And I'm honest. If you join up and it's really hard for you and it is a lot of money for you specifically, but you can make it work and you realize it's not going to work, send me an email. Send Alea an email. We'll get you your refund. We'll work with you. I'm not here to screw you over. I have a business, and my business is to serve my students. I lead with service, selflessly. That is my aim. That is my mission. I'm here. I want to get the emails from you that say, I did it. I did that thing. It scared me, and I got a client. Holy moly, thank you, Brad. That for me, I couldn't be more blessed to get those emails and those messages. So join up. Take a chance. No more excuses. I've given you my everything in this workshop. And if you don't join, that's okay. What you've learned in this, you can apply. It's probably just going to take longer. And you might not have the community to back you up. What I'm giving you is some hand-holding, personalized coaching, some more training. We're going to dive deeper. And most importantly, have access to the community. You have a family of freelancers there for you. So now's the time. Now's the time to join. We're going to be open till July 12th at noon. So you have a little bit of time to think about it. But what I need to say has already been said. So it is what it is. Now, for those of you who've hung around, I have free gifts for you. As I promised, let me pull those up. So here, the niche profitability tool. This is a great tool, hand plucked from the course. So if you don't join, at least you get something from this. This is a calculator where you can plug in the information of your specific scenario, and it will help you determine roughly if the niche that you're trying to work with is, and your specific scenario is a good idea. So check that out. That's the niche tool right there. The links are up on the screen. And there's also the freelance product workbook. That is a free workbook that I'm going to give you where you can work through and figure out the products and services that you can offer to your audience, to your customers. And these are hand plucked from my paid material. I'm not trying to fool you guys into this. I'm not trying to trick you. I'm trying to deliver value. And I trust that if now's not the time to join for you, take these free gifts. These are yours, completely free. Maybe at another time you'll join us. But I'm confident that what I've taught you today, you can apply. And if you join Freelancing Freedom Essentials, you're going to be able to take that much further, much quicker. There's no risk. I'm here to help you. So let's make it happen. Now's your shot. So take your shot. Grab those free gifts. And with that said, I want to thank everybody for coming. I'm so grateful for everybody who's hung out with me for this last bit. I really appreciate you. And for those of you joining up Freelancing Freedom Essentials, I'm excited to work with you. You'll be hearing from us, and we'll be chatting with you soon. So thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you, and I'll catch you later. Cheers. Happy freelancing.